Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR and on the World Wide Web at KSIR.com this afternoon from Sunset Baseball Field in Brush. It's a non-league game as the visiting Resurrection Christian Cougars take on the Brush Bee Diggers. And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. I'm John Beltran. And even though this is a non-league game, it's big for the Bee Diggers in terms of keeping that momentum going and perhaps getting a top 8 seed going into the 3A district playoffs coming up a week from Saturday. Let's get to the Resurrection Christian starting lineup for this afternoon's game. As Resurrection Christian comes into the game with a 15-2 record. So they've been playing well all season. Bee Diggers are sitting at 10-6. And obviously, because Resurrection Christian's a 2A team, not too many common opponents whatsoever. They did defeat Estes Park 7-3 earlier in the year, a team the Bee Diggers beat handily in Estes 13-3. Batting first is the center fielder Kenny Lowry. Brett Bakerski, the second baseman, hits second. Josh Mont, the catcher, hits third. The first baseman is the cleanup hitter Brian Wallman. Chance Richardson, the third baseman, hits fifth. Right fielder Colin Magnuson hits sixth. Zach Zamples in left hits seventh. The DH bats eighth. That's Luke Mont. And Josh Miller, the shortstop, will be batting ninth. For the Bee Diggers defensively, Mitch Tormolins at first. Kyle Rosenbrock is at second. The third baseman is Tyler Monday. In between him at short is Gregory Maris. Around the outfield, Eric Garcia in left. Dylan Acosta in center. The right fielder is Daniel Soto. Behind the plate is Trevor Blake. And freshman Alec Peterson in this non-league game gets his first start of the season. Quite an assignment against this team that is 15-2. And here is Kenny Lowry with an open stance for the right side, and the fastball is upstairs. Opening pitch brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance, locally in Fort Morgan and Brush, offering home, health, auto, farm, business, and workers' compensation insurance. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance, and Peterson was falling off the mound as he threw that ball in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. And the Bee Digger coaching staff knows that they'll have to be very patient with Peterson. Fastball is inside. However, the Bee Diggers don't want to play themselves out of the game in the first inning. Bee Diggers coming off a 9-0 victory over the Valley Vikings on Saturday. 3-0 pitch, and that's inside, nearly hit him. And none of those 4 pitches was even close. A 4-pitch walk to Lowry. Here's Brett Bakerski.
Now batting for Resurrection, number 3, second baseman Brett Bakerski.
And Bakerski hitting from the right side. We'll see if Resurrection Christian plays some small ball this afternoon with the leadoff man on in Lowry. Peterson stretches. And the offering squaring to bunt. It's low. Throw back to first and a tag and safe. Lowry gets back in there. That's a good call. As he dove towards the outside of the bag. Excellent throw there by Blake. 1 ball and no strike. So Peterson has begun the game with 5 consecutive balls. Once he gets that first one over, it'll change his confidence. 2-step lead for Lowry. And the pitch squaring to bunt. That was bunted foul up the first base side. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bee Diggers have 2 important league games the next week. Or how about tomorrow against Weld Central on the road and Thursday at home against Berthoud. Forget about week 2 of the next 3 days. Very busy week of Bee Digger baseball. 1 ball, 1 strike. The stretch by Peterson. Squaring to bunt, and the breaking ball's upstairs. Throw back to first. Nothing doing that time. 2-1 to Bakerski. And now Lowry's very well aware of Blake's arm behind the plate. Blake lays down the sign. And the pitch squaring to bunt, and he bunts it down the third base side. Glove by Monday, looks to second, throws to first. Sacrifice is successful. That'll go 5-3 as Bakerski is retired. There's 1 down. And a nice job of Monday reading that perfectly. He fielded that on a hop. Josh Mont will step in from the right side. Mont is the catcher for Resurrection Christian. The stretch by Peterson and the offering. Fastball is low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. If Peterson can minimize the damage here in the first, that'll be a successful inning. Then he'll feel comfortable. The Beet Diggers wearing their throwback jerseys today. That means maroon button-down jerseys with white pants. Swung on line towards center field. That's a base hit. Acosta will play it on a hop. He'll get the ball back in and racing for home. Nope, now the ball was thrown away by Tormolin, and that allows the runner to go to second. The ball slipped out of Tormolin's hand as Lowry was racing towards home. Then he put on the brakes. It'll be a single and a Beet Digger error. Runners at second and third with 1 down. Yeah, Tormolin didn't mean to do that, but it just happened. Brian Wallman hitting from the right side steps in. So the Cougars off to a good start against the freshman. And looking to plate a couple here with Wallman at the plate. The stretch by Peterson and the offering. The curveball is on the outside corner for a strike. That's the best pitch he's thrown so far. It's 0-1. Blake lays down the sign. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a bender. Near the dirt, it's 0-2. Those are the 2 best pitches Peterson's thrown. I wouldn't even throw a fastball here. 0-2 pitch. Curveball is upstairs. 1-2 to Brian Wallman. Kenny Lowry at third. Josh Mont at second. For Resurrection Christian here in the top of the first inning. And the 1-2 in the dirt. Looked like a changeup blocked by Blake. It's 2-2. These teams are playing excellent baseball, especially at this time of the year. 2-2 pitch. Fastball is just outside. Nice location, but it did miss. Beet Diggers also wearing stirrups today. That's another nice touch. 3-2. Fastball is up and in. Peterson had Wallman 0-2, and he walks him. Here is the right-handed hitting Chance Richardson with the bases loaded and 1 out. Beet Diggers at double play depth. Little 1-2-3 would help out nicely. Stretch by Peterson, the offering, squaring to bunt, and he lays it out in front of the plate. Peterson's going to have to go to first, and he throws to retire the hitter, Richardson, and that was a suicide squeeze. And there's 2 down. So they all advance. 1 bag. 1-0 Resurrection Christian. Here's Colin Magnuson, the pitch. And the breaking ball's up and in. So 2 bunts in the inning. The Beet Diggers have fielded those bunts nicely as Lowry did score on the play. 1 ball, no strikes. And the offering. Curveball is right there for a strike on the outside corner, thigh high. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Magnuson awaits the pitch, and here it is. Curveball is lined down the right field line, and that is twisting foul. 1-2. Second consecutive game the Beet Diggers start a freshman after Kyle Rosenbrock tossed a complete game 3 hitter with 10 strikeouts on Saturday against Valley. And that Saturday win was a 9-0 victory by Brush. 1-2. Fastball is upstairs. 2-2 temperature is in the 80s as we hit game time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 1 in. Pitch to Magnuson. Curveball swing and a miss, and Peterson strikes him out. And he escapes further damage in the inning. For the Cougars, 1 run on 1 hit, a Beet Digger error, and 2 men left. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. Resurrection Christian 1. The Beet Diggers coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Beet Diggers starting lineups brought to you by T.O. Charlie's for a great used car truck. If you don't see what you want on the lot, they'll find it for you at T.O. Charlie's at 700 West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Batting first is the shortstop Gregory Maris. Eric Garcia, the left fielder, hits second. First baseman Mitch Tormolin bats third. The cleanup hitter is the second baseman Kyle Rosenbrock. Catcher Trevor Blake hits fifth. The DH Ryan Hirschfeld bats sixth. Alec Peterson on the mound will hit 7th. Tyler Monday, the third baseman, hits 8th. And Dylan Acosta in center field will be batting 9th. Now let's set up this team defensively for Resurrection Christian. Brian Wallman's at first. Brett Bakerski at second. The third baseman's Chance Richardson. Josh Miller at short. Around the outfield, Zach Zapples in left. Kenny Lowry's the center fielder. Colin Magnuson in right. Josh Mont behind the plate. And right-hander Aaron Betker is on the mound. And I can already see he can bring it. We'll see if he brings it against these Bead Diggers, as Gregory Mayers will step in. Mayers on the season having an excellent year, batting .240. That doesn't sound like a good year, but he has drawn 14 walks and has been hit by 4 pitches. Wind and pitch, and that is a strike on the inside corner at the knees.
Leading off to the Diggers,
To Maris.
number 11, Gregory Mayers.
And it's 0-1. Wind and offering. Curveball is low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bead Diggers shortstop awaits the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off the end of the bat to the screen. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wind and pitch. Curveball is way outside. Count is at 2-2. And a pitch from Betker in the dirt. Blocked by Mont. 3 balls, 2 strikes. As we mentioned, Resurrection Christian 15-2 going in. The Bead Diggers at 10-6. And the payoff pitch to Maris. And that is low with a fastball. He walks for the 15th time this year. That'll send up Eric Garcia. Garcia batting .339 with 12 RBIs. As the left-handed hitting left fielder steps in. And the pitch swung on and driven foul down the right field line.
Now batting for the Diggers, number 7.
It is 0-1.
Eric Garcia.
Resurrection Christian with a run in the top of the first inning. The stretch and the offering in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Mont. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike to Garcia. The pitch. That fastball's a strike on the outer half just above the belt. It's 1-2. At 502 Ensign in downtown Fort Morgan, the place to shop for all of your appliance needs is B&B Appliance, a member of the Brand Source Retail Program. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball is down and away. 2-2. Stretch. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the left. Count remains at 2-2. Garcia waits the 2-2 pitch from Betker. Swung on in line towards left center field. That's going to find a gap. It's going to roll all the way towards the fence. Maris is to third. I'm not sure if they can send him home, and he'll be held at third. It's a double for Eric Garcia, and the Bead Diggers have 2 in scoring position for Mitch Tormolen. And that ball was scorched into the gap. Well, Tormolen has obviously had a huge year. 3 homers, 21 RBIs, and a .345 batting average. Bead Diggers are looking to take the lead. They're playing the infield in.
Mitch Tormolen.
Well, that surprises me. We're only in the first inning. Tormolen wearing a different number today. Normally wears 25, breaking balls up and away. Wearing 17 for this game. Of course, a lot of players have to wear a different number because these are throwback uniforms. 1-0, and that is a ball. A little bit low with a fastball. 2 balls, no strikes. Betker's winding up with runners at second and third and nobody out in the first. The pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. 3-0 to Mitch Tormolen. Kyle Rosenbrock, who had a huge game on Saturday, is on deck. 3-0 pitch. That is a strike. Fastball down the middle at the knees. 3-1. Wine, 3-1 pitch. And that is in the dirt, and it gets away from Mons, but only a few feet. It's a walk to Tormolen. Here is Rosenbrock. Rosenbrock not only threw a 3-hitter, he was 2 for 2 on Saturday in that victory. B-Digger freshman from the right side. Wine and pitch, low and away with a fastball. Rosenbrock hitting .255.
Now batting for the Diggers, number 5.
1 homer, 11 RBIs. 1-0. Swung on and grounded left side, headed for left field for a base hit. Maris will score. Garcia's going to step on third as the ball is thrown in quickly by Zach Samples. It's an RBI for Rosenbrock, his 12th ribby of the year. And the game is tied at 1 in the bottom of the first inning. Here is Trevor Blake. The B-Digger catcher awaits the pitch. Swung on, fouled up the third base side. Blake hitting .302. Blake has driven in 15. B-Diggers looking to make this a big inning against Resurrection Christian right-hander Aaron Betker. And the 0-1. The curveball is behind him. 1 ball and 1 strike. A non-league game for both teams. Runners take their leads. The pitch. Swung on and grounded left side. Fielded by the third baseman to throw home. That's 1. Back to first will be late. As Richardson throws to Mont. 5-2 fielder's choice. And there's 1 down. The bases remain reloaded. And here is Ryan Hirschfeld. Hirschfeld hit a 3-run bomb on Saturday. The pitch, swing and foul tipped into the glove of Mont. It's 0-1.
Number 23, designated hitter Ryan Hirschfeld.
Hirschfeld with a shoulder injury. He has driven in 13 on the season with 2 homers. Curveball is grounded slowly and fouled down the third baseline. Hirschfeld hitting .440. 0-2. Welcome home to your hometown grocery store featuring Morgan County's largest variety, the Brush Grocery Cart. No balls, 2 strikes from Aaron Betker, the right-hander, to Ryan Hirschfeld. Bases loaded, 1 out, tied at 1. The pitch, curveball is upstairs. 1-2. This is huge if the B-Diggers can go up by 2 or 3. Swung on, that ball is grounded. Fair inside the third baseline. Tormolen will score. Around third is the speedy Rosenbrock. He will score on the 2-run single by Ryan Hirschfeld as Blake advances to second. And the B-Diggers now lead the Resurrection Christian Cougars 3-1. And that ball essentially painted the line. And here is Alec Peterson. We'll have a visit to the hill. Peterson on the season with only 2 at-bats. But he does have a triple. So he's hitting .500. Looking to help his own cause. Stretched by Betker. And the pitch. Swing and foul tipped into the glove of Mont. It's 0-1.
Now batting for the Diggers, number 9, pitcher Alec Peterson.
Blake off of second, Hirschfeld off of first. And the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball at the letters. 0-2. Peterson looking to protect. And the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up into foul territory on the right side. First baseman giving chase, as is the second baseman, Bakerski, who makes the catch. In foul territory, there's 2 down. Excellent play by Bakerski as the runners obviously held. Tyler Monday's been red hot as he steps in. Monday's average all the way up to 255, the stretch and the pitch. Low and away with a heater. Monday's driven in 8 on the year. 1 ball, no strikes to the B-Digger third baseman. And the pitch. Curveball is right there on the inner half. It's strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. Pitch to Monday. Swung on and fouled back. It's 1-2. At second is Blake. At first is Hirschfeld. His 2-run singles the difference so far here in the bottom of the first inning. 1-2 pitch. And that is called strike 3 with a breaking ball in the outside corner. And the inning is over. However, the B-Diggers score 3 runs. They do it on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Let's head to the second inning. Brush 3, Resurrection Christian 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The B-Diggers lead Resurrection Christian 3-1 as we head to the second inning. And for Resurrection Christian, they will send up Zach Samples, Luke Mont, and Josh Miller, the bottom of the order, against right-hander Alec Peterson, who survived the first inning, allowing just 1 run. B-Diggers countered with 3 off of Aaron Betker. Now here's another right-handed hitter in Samples. Now Peterson got into trouble in the first, walking the opening hitter, which is what Betker did against Maris. Wind and pitch. Curveball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. If Brush wins this game, and then there are 2 league games against Welch Central and Berthoud, I think they will host a district semifinal outside with a fastball 2-0. Because their overall record would be 13-6. They'd finish second in the Patriot League. But if they lose this game, different story. 2-0. Swung on and popped foul on the changeup. And out of play is 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Zach Samples. And a pitch from Peterson. In the dirt with a bender. 3-1. Yeah, when you're throwing curveballs down in the count and you're a freshman, that's tough to locate. Make them hit it when you're up by 2 runs. 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Swung on, tapped foul right at the plate off the hitter's foot. 3-2. And I would think that Peterson would throw here no more than 5 innings. I mean, max. Anywhere from 3 to 5. And the 3-2 pitch swung on, grounded foul. That would have been ball 4 on the breaking ball, which was essentially about to bounce in the dirt. But it stays at 3-2. Let's see if Peterson can make Samples pay for swinging at a bad pitch. And the 3-2. Curveball swing and a miss up at the letters. And that's strikeout number 2 in the game for Alec Peterson, 1 down here in the second. For the right-handed hitting catcher, Luke Mont. Check that, the DH. Josh Mont is the catcher today for the Cougars. Wind and pitch. Curveball is lined towards right center field, but cut off by the second baseman, Rosenbrock, on 1 hop, and he throws out Mont. That ball might have been hit off the end of the bat, but that was headed towards right center, and Rosenbrock, playing very deep at second, was able to make the play. And there's 2 down. And here is Josh Miller, swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt to the right-handed hitting shortstop. It's 0-1. The B-Digger defense was flawless on Saturday, no errors. There's the wind and the 0-1 pitch. Bounces that one in towards the screen. Count is level at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Miller. Peterson gets the sign and the pitch. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by Miller. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on, top 2. Bee Diggers up 3-1 on Resurrection Christian. And the offering. Swing and a miss on a bender. Second strikeout of the inning, and it's 1-2-3 for Alec Peterson. Let's head to the bottom of the second. Brush 3, Resurrection Christian 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. On the first pitch of the bottom of the second inning, Dylan Acosta hits a laser that is caught by the pitcher Betker. So 1 down on 1 pitch on that line drive. And here is Gregory Mayers, who walked and scored in the 3-run first inning. Bee Diggers 3, Resurrection Christian Cougars 1.
Shortstop, number 11, Gregory Mayers.
Fastball's a strike right down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. The pitch, breaking ball, outside corner, 0-2. At 1305 Edison Street in Brush, CNC Auto Parts is your local Napa Auto Parts store. Badker with the 0-2. Swung on and chopped to third on a big hop to Richardson. Throws the first 2 down. As Mayers is retired. Here's Eric Garcia, who doubled. And he later scored in the first. Betker had trouble throwing his curveball for a strike, but not in this inning.
Now batting left fielder, number 7, Eric Garcia.
Here's the wind and the offering. Curveball is a strike on the outer half. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch swung on and popped up in the infield on the right side. The first baseman, Wallman, in foul territory. Along the line makes the catch, backing up. And the Bee Diggers are retired in order in the second inning. Let's head to the third. The score: Brush 3, Resurrection Christian 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Bee Diggers lead the Cougars 3-1 as we head to the top of the third inning. And now Alec Peterson will face the top of the order. Kenny Lowry, Brett Bakerski, and Josh Mont. Lowry walked and scored in the opening frame. And the pitch. Curveball is right there for a strike down the middle, thigh high. And it's 0-1. And the pitch. Changeup is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Platte Valley Hearing Center getting your hearing to its very best. Platte Valley Hearing Center. And the 1-1 offering. Curveball is upstairs. Ball 2, strike 1 to Kenny Lowry. An all right-handed hitting lineup for Resurrection Christian. And the 2-1. Way outside with a fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Peterson has thrown 20 balls and 18 strikes, but has got a 3-1 lead. He does have 3 strikeouts. Now he's got to walk. Lowry has walked for the second time in the game. Here is Brett Bakerski, who had a sac bunt in the opening frame. Resurrection Christian in their all white with the royal blue numerals and lettering. Lowry's got plenty of speed over there. The stretch and the offering. Curveball is a beauty for a strike. Same pitch he threw on the first pitch to Lowry. Unfortunately, threw 4 balls thereafter. No balls and 1 strike. If you're in the area, get out to Sunset Baseball Field. You get a suntan out here. And the 0-1. Runner going, swung on in line towards left field for a base hit on a hit and run. However, Garcia comes up with that baseball quickly. He hit that ball essentially off the ground. That was more of a golf shot than a baseball swing. First and second for the right-handed hitting Josh Mont, and John Hirschfeld Jr. will pay a visit to the mound. And you know Peterson's pitches are going to be limited in this game. Got to stay out of the big jams. And Mott will step in. It was a 1-2-3 second for Peterson after allowing a run in the first, but it could have been much worse. Alec Peterson gets the sign from Trevor Blake. Stretch and pitch. Curveball is a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. B Diggers could use a double play here. The pitch. Curveball is fouled straight back. 1-1. We'll have the Rockies and Pirates. Check that. Rockies and Dodgers after this game. Rockies on deck 6:05. First pitch at 6:40 from Coors. Stretch. And Peterson 1-1. Swung on and lifted to left field very high. Garcia, though, is under it to his left. Now running in to make the catch. There will be no tag as Garcia gets the ball back in. Mont is retired, 1 down in the 3rd inning. That ball was launched in the air, but had very little depth. Here's Brian Wallman. He was walked. One of 3 walks issued by Peterson so far. The stretch. Pitch to Wallman. The bender in the dirt blocked by Blake. It's 1-0. You got to stay hydrated on a day like today. I can feel it. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Maris to his right. Will throw to second low and scooped out by Rosenbrock. Now the throw towards the plate. Blake applies a tag and Lowry is out. That's a double play. 6-4-2 and the inning is over. Resurrection Christian does not score despite having 2 on and nobody out. Let's head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The score, Brush 3, Resurrection Christian 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Mitch Tormolen steps in and takes a breaking ball right there for a strike down the middle. It's 0-1. The Bay Diggers 3, the Resurrection Christian Cougars 1. A 6-4-2 double play ended the top of the 3rd. Fastball, swing and a miss. Tormolen walked in his first plate appearance. And the pitch. Curveball is tapped foul up the 3rd base side towards the Digger dugout. Count remains at 0-2. Alec Peterson has certainly weathered the storm nicely. And Kyle Rosenbrock really made that play because Maris' throw was low and scooped out by Rosenbrock. Not only did Rosenbrock scoop it out for the force, but he threw a bullet to the plate. And Blake was able to tag out Lowry in plenty of time. 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Bee Diggers scored their 3 runs in the 1st inning. Resurrection Christian scored theirs in the top of the 1st. And the 1-2. Curveball swung on and missed in the dirt. However, Mont will throw out Tormolen to complete the strikeout. And there is 1 down in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's Kyle Rosenbrock, who had an RBI single in his first at bat. Rosenbrock now with 12 RBIs on the year.
Kyle Rosenbrock.
Wind and pitch. Swung on and popped up on the right side into foul territory. Long run for the second baseman, Bakerski. He makes the catch as he falls to the ground, and there's 2 down. Bakerski with an outstanding play in foul territory. And here's Trevor Blake. Blake hit into a 5-2 fielder's choice that eliminated a runner at the plate. Wind and pitch. Curveball is taken for a strike at the knees on the outside corner. It's 0-1.
Catcher Trevor Blake.
Now both pitchers have settled down. And a pitch. Fastball outside corner, strike 2. Betker with 32 strikes and 15 balls. He didn't have that good of a ratio in the 1st inning. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss and a fastball up and in. 1-2-3 for Aaron Betker. We head to the 4th inning. Brush 3, Resurrection Christian 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Alec Peterson begins his fourth inning of work, and he's working with a 3-1 lead on Resurrection Christian. And the Cougars certainly have stranded some base runners in the game. So far, they have stranded, just 3. The Beat Diggers have stranded 2.
Leading off for the Cougars, number 9.
And here is Chance Richardson. He had that sacrifice bunt that drove in a run. In the opening frame, that gave the Cougars a 1-0 lead, and the Beat Diggers turned it around half an inning later. Alec Peterson delivers. Curveball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Wind and pitch. Low with a curveball. 2-0 to Richardson. Yeah, the leadoff batter's been a problem here for Peterson. The pitch, not even close. Bounces in the fastball. He is only a freshman. Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Greg Mullen is there. Let Greg Mullen work with you to get the discounts you desire and the coverage you need. State Farm agent Greg Mullen, 3-0. That's a strike on the outer half of the knees. With a fastball, it's 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Chance Richardson awaits the pitch, and it's in the dirt. 4 walks issued by Peterson. His ball-to-strike ratio is not good. 27 balls and 24 strikes. Colin Magnuson struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Yeah, Peterson has pitched very well with men on base. That's why Peterson has allowed just 1 run. Off of first, Richardson takes his lead. The stretch. Pitch to Magnuson. Curveball is fouled off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. No matter what your loan needs, stop by High Plains Bank, 502 Central Avenue in Wiggins. Also inquire about checking and savings accounts as well as CDs at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. No balls and 1 strike to Magnuson. And the pitch, runner going, is high. Blake's throw to second, the slide to tag, and out is Richardson on a perfect throw as Maris applies the tag. There's 1 down. And Blake got out of his crouch and threw a bullet. Count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. That was as good a throw as Blake has had all season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind and pitch. Curveball is right there for a strike. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Colin Magnuson. And the offering, fastball high. 2-2. Brush leads Resurrection Christian 3-1 here in the top of the 4th inning. Pitch in the dirt. Try to throw a bender. 3-2. Yeah, I would think Peterson's got maybe another inning after this. Yeah, I don't think the Beat Diggers would risk him going as many as 6 or 7 innings. He's in the 4th right now. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded right side. Rosenbrock to his right. Has it. Throws to first, and there's 2 down as the Beat Diggers' second baseman retires, Colin Magnuson. Zach Samples struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. And he will bat for Resurrection Christian. Peterson stretches with the bases empty, and the curveball is lined towards center field, and it's going to drop in front of Acosta for a base hit. The Cougars have their 3rd hit of the game, matching Brush's total. Luke Mont grounded to Rosenbrock in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning. With 2 down and 1 on, and the Beat Diggers up 3-1 in the 4th inning. The freshman Alec Peterson stretches. And the pitch. And that ball hit him. The curveball got him on the left leg. So Peterson now in some fourth inning trouble as Josh Miller, who was struck out swinging, will bat for Resurrection Christian.
Now batting number 1, shortstop Josh Miller.
Yeah, it's been a game for Peterson where you never know where the ball's going to go based on the fact that he's walked 4, and that ball is lined towards left field for a base hit. In comes Garcia. He'll barehanded. He'll throw towards the plate. On a hop, Blake cannot handle it. Oh, they would have had the man out at the plate, but could not handle it. It's going to be an RBI single for Miller. Advancing to second is Mont, and Resurrection Christian makes it a 3-2 game. Yeah, there is no doubt that Samples would have been out. Here is Kenny Lowry, who's walked twice. So the Bee Digger lead is down to 1. All this damage happened with 2 down in the inning. Here's the stretch. The pitch. Curveball gets away from Blake on the wild pitch to the screen. Runners advance 90 feet. And it's 1-0. Well, you'd like to survive this inning. And the Bee Digger's still holding a lead, but you've got to retire Lowry. And Peterson can't throw strikes to him. He's walked him twice, as we mentioned. Stretch of a pitch. Fastball way outside. Throw back to third, but nothing doing. Mont is back in. Two balls, no strikes, with Bakerski on deck. The pitch. Check swing on a curveball in the dirt. 3-0. 63 pitches thrown by Peterson. But he's got a 1-run lead. Gets a sign from Blake. 3-0. Curveball is a strike. He was not going to give in. Down 3-0 in the count. Runners take their leads. 3-1. Curveball is grounded weakly on the right side. Rosenbrock's going to have to charge, and he throws to first, and that is in time to nail Kenny Lowry. Close play, but the Bee Diggers made it. And that is a big out in this game, recorded by Alec Peterson. In the inning for Resurrection Christian, they score a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. They have left 5 through 4 innings of play. We go to the bottom of the 4th after the break. Brush 3, Resurrection Christian 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back at Sunset Baseball Field in Brush. The Bee Diggers lead Resurrection Christian Cougars 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. And Aaron Betker will throw to Ryan Hirschfeld. The pitch swung on and popped up in the infield extremely high. Betker, the pitcher, being called off by the first baseman. The ball drops in as Brian Wallman overran the baseball, and it fell behind him. That's going to be an infield hit. Hirschfeld now 2 for 2 on about a 200-foot pop-up. Wallman just overran it after calling off the pitcher Betker. Here's Alec Peterson. He popped out to Wallman in his first at bat. Here's the stretch and the pitch. And the curveball's in there for a strike on the inner half. And it's 0-1. Yeah, Wallman just came in too quickly. I don't think the wind took that one at all. The pitch squaring to bunt, and it's laid up the first base side. Excellent bunt. Betker picks up, throws to first a little high, but Wallman comes down with it. And the sacrifice is successful, 1-3. And there is 1 down for Tyler Monday. Monday's done a phenomenal job lately of cutting down on the strikeouts. Unfortunately, he did strike out in his first plate appearance. That was his first strikeout in 6 games. He struck out 14 times this year, but many of those came in March and early April. He's been a much better hitter since then. The stretch and the offering. Curveball swung on and missed. Yeah, it looked like he misread that. He took a fastball swing. Betker gets a sign from Mont. Pitch. Curveball is up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. For all of your title needs, visit Tim Weimer at Northern Colorado Title in Fort Morgan. Hirschfeld with a conservative lead at second. 1-1 pitch. Swung on. That ball is hit up the middle off the pitcher towards the second baseman. Samples throws to first in time as Monday is retired. Check it. Bakerski, the second baseman. And that will go 1-4-3 on the ground out. Advancing to third is Hirschfeld. That'll bring up Dylan Acosta, who hit a scorching line drive that was caught by Betker.
Center fielder Dylan Acosta.
With a runner at third and 2 outs, the stretch and pitch. Curveball is low and away. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning in a very good game from Sunset Baseball Field. The Bee Diggers lead Resurrection Christian 3-2. And the pitch. Fastball is outside. 2-0 to Dylan Acosta. Hirschfeld takes his lead at third. The pitch. Fastball right there for a strike at the knees. On the outer half, it's 2-1. There, Richardson is playing deep at third base. A bunt, and he'd beat it out. The pitch. Curveball is a beauty. Acosta was fooled, and it's 2-2. Backed him off the plate, but it was right over the middle. And the 2-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. It's in the dirt. However, Mont will pick it up. He'll throw to first. Offline, and got him. They're going to call him out. Yeah, he got the foot back on the bag as Wallman made the play. The strikeout is recorded, 2-3. The Bee Diggers get a hit in the inning. No errors and 1 man left. 4 complete. Brush 3. Resurrection Christian 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Mitch Tormolen is the new pitcher, a 1-0 record. That came against Fort Morgan, and that's 7-6 victory. He's only gone 3 innings on the year. Tormolen with an ERA of 0 and no strikeouts and 1 walk during those 3 innings of work. Jesus Cardenas is now the first baseman for the Bee Diggers. They lead in the 5th inning, 3-2 over the Resurrection Christian Cougars from Sunset Baseball Field here in Brush. Bee Diggers scored their 3 runs in the 1st inning. Resurrection Christian countered with a run in the 1st, or a run in the 4th after they scored a run in the top of the 1st. And the Cougars will be sending up Brett Bakerski, Josh Mont, and Brian Wallman, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. So this will not be easy for the Bee Digger right-hander.
Leading off for the Cougars, number 3, second baseman Brett Bakerski.
Bakerski had a sac bunt and a single. So he is 1 for 1. The Bee Digger infielders are going to have to be a little bit more accurate with their throws to first. They've been good so far, but Cardenas not with the height that Tormolen has at first base. Swing and a miss on a fastball in the inner half. It's 0-1. Tormolen's one of those hidden gems on the hill. Got a very good arm. And the 0-1 pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. These 2 teams could go very deep in the playoffs in their respective classifications. The Cougars in 2A, Bee Diggers in 3A. Swung on and fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Your one-stop shop for your banking and investment needs is Morgan Federal Bank. From checking to savings to IRAs, Morgan Federal Bank, 321 Ensign Street. There's a difference. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Swung on and popped up, and that one is out of play. Behind the screen, it remains at 1-2. Resurrection Christian has 4 hits, as do the Bee Diggers. The pitch. Curveball is grounded right back to Tormolen. He'll throw to first, and there is 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. He took a ton off that pitch, and it worked to perfection. Josh Mont has singled, and he's popped to left. He is 1 for 2 in the game. And Alec Peterson has gone enough innings. He is the pitcher of record for Brush with his 3-2 lead. Nice job by the freshman. The wind and offering. Squaring to bunt, foul up the third base side. No balls and one strike. Yeah, Resurrection Christian's been pretty dominant this year with that 15-2 record, and they haven't been involved in too many close games, so this is something new for them. Not completely new, fairly new. No balls and one strike, one out, the base is empty. Wind and offering. Swung on and fouled off of the face mask of Trevor Blake. It's 0-2. Bay Diggers have got to go with as much as they can in this game pitching-wise in terms of extending their rotation, because you've got games tomorrow and Thursday, which are league games on the road against Welch Central. We'll have that game at 4 o'clock right here on 1010, as well as KSIR.com. Then Thursday here in Brush to close out the regular season against Berthoud. 0-2 pitch. Low and away. Almost looked like a knuckle curve. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Josh Mont, the right-handed hitting catcher. And the pitch swung on and lifted foul down the left side. Eric Garcia might have a play in foul territory. He does. And he makes the catch for the out. He might have been in foul territory. It's tough to tell from here. Either way, it doesn't matter because he put it away on that long fly ball down the left field line. Brian Wallman has walked and hit into a fielder's choice. Wind and pitch. Swung on, driven towards left field. Garcia to his left, and it's going to be over his head towards the fence. Garcia will get it back in quickly. Wallman headed towards second, but the ball is loose in the infield. It'll be a 2-out double for Brian Wallman, and the 5th hit of the game for Resurrection Christian.
Now batting number 9. Third baseman.
Chance Richardson had the sac bunt, which drove in a run, and he walked. 0 for 0 is Richardson. Tying run now at second base for the Cougars. The Bay Diggers holding a 3-2 lead on their home field. Tormolen gets a sign. Big lead at second for Wallman. Tormolen delivers. On the outside corner for a strike, took something off of that. And it is 0-1 to Richardson. The game exactly 1 hour old. Stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded to second. Rosenbrock to his right on a knee. Throws to first. And Richardson is retired. The inning is history. No runs. 1 hit. No errors. And 1 man left. 4.5 in the books. Brush 3. Resurrection Christian 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. After allowing 3 runs in the first inning, Aaron Betker has been very efficient for Resurrection Christian. He's thrown 59 pitches, 41 of those for strikes as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bee Diggers 3 and the Cougars 2. And Brush will send up the top of the order. Gregory Maris, Eric Garcia, and Mitch Tormolen. Maris began the game by walking. And in his second at bat, he grounded out to the third baseman, Richardson. Wind and pitch. Fastball is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Bay Diggers looking sharp today. Those throwback jerseys, by the way, those maroon jerseys are button shirts. They are not pullovers. Fastball is high. That's why they look really good. 2 balls and no strikes. And Maris awaits the pitch. Swung on and chopped to third on a big hop off the third baseman, Richardson, and he'll retrieve the ball in foul territory. Maris is going to improve his on-base percentage, but not his batting average. He will reach on the Cougar air. Took a big hop, but then Richardson let the ball play him on that second hop, and that's what did it. Here's Eric Garcia, who doubled to left center, then popped to the first baseman, Wallman. And the pitch. Curveball is right down the middle for a strike, belt high. It's 0-1. Bay Diggers had a 3-1 lead after 1, and it was 3-2, and that's where it is right now. Curveball is well outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Both teams have committed an error in the game. Short lead for Maris. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and foul. That at home run distance, but that is way foul. What a swing by Garcia. You come back with that ball, you'll be back in about 10 minutes. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Garcia saw that one real well. The pitch swung on, line foul off to the left. He's having a good at bat right now. He's seeing everything come out of Boettger's hand. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, bottom 5. Beat Diggers 3, Resurrection Christian 2. Curveball is fouled behind the plate. Count remains at 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. The stretch and the offering in the dirt. And did the ball hit Garcia? I think it did. Let's see what the ruling is. Yep. Ball hit Garcia on the foot. So it'll be first and second for Mitch Tormolin. Tormolin has walked and struck out. He is 0 for 1. So the Beat Diggers have 2 on and nobody out. The stretch. Pitch to Tormolin. Fastball, a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. Tormolin awaits the 0-1 pitch. And that ball went behind him on the curveball. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Maris at second. At first is Garcia the pitch. That curveball the same location. Behind Tormolin. 2-1 to the Beat Digger pitcher now. 2-1 pitch. Fouled straight back. Count remains at 2-2. This is the inning the Beat Diggers could separate themselves from the Cougars with the heart of the order coming up. And are we going to have a visit to the mound? Yeah, we are. And the head coach, Tad Carls, will talk to his pitcher. Rather odd here during the middle of a count at 2-2. And Boettger's thrown very well since the opening frame when he gave up the 3 runs. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes with nobody out. Maris at second, Garcia at first. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Beat Diggers up by a score of 3-2. Northeastern Colorado's hometown savings and loan with locations in Brush and Fort Morgan is Equitable Savings and Loan. The conference is broken up, and of course Boettger will stay in the game. It would be even odder if they took him out in the middle of a count, especially when he's got 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tormolin. So Tormolin back in. The stretch. And the pitch. Fouled straight back on a fastball up and in. And the count stays at 2-2. Runners continue to take their leads. 2-2 pitch. Curveball is lifted foul down the left side. It looks like it's twisting foul, and it is. That was almost Tormolin's 4th home run of the year, but way out in front. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boettger's pitch count starting to get up there in this inning. He's thrown a bunch of pitches in this inning. Still doesn't have an out. He's thrown 74 in the game, so plenty left in that right arm. The 2-2 to Tormolin. Fouled straight back on a fastball up at the letters. Well, this is a classic at bat. Tormolin has seen 7 pitches already. And he's got major speed on the bases if he can drive something in the gap. 2-2 pitch. Low and away with a fastball. 3-2 to Mitch Tormolin. Runners will be staying. There's only nobody out, actually. The pitch swung on and lifted in the left center field gap, actually in short left field. Who's going to call for it? The shortstop, Josh Miller, makes the catch. I lost sight of the ball there momentarily for the out. Runners have to hold, and there's one down. Tormollen not happy with himself. He certainly didn't want that result. Kyle Rosenbrock has singled and popped out. Popped out to the second baseman, Bakerski. He's 1 for 2. The stretch, and Betker delivers. Curveball is a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. The Bay Diggers holding on to a 3-2 lead over Resurrection Christian in the bottom of the 5th inning. With 1 down and 2 on the pitch. Fastball, a strike on the inside corner. 1-1. Now is at about thigh level. And the 1-1 offering. Curveball, outside corner, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Bay Diggers looking to extend a 1-run lead. Stretch. Pitch to Rosenbrock. That ball nearly hit him off the glove of the catcher, Mon, towards the screen. Advancing to third is Mares. Into second is Garcia. I don't know if he was fooled on that pitch, but I'm going to call that a pass ball. Did hit his glove. And now Rosenbrock with an RBI opportunity. With 2 on. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Curveball swung on and missed, and Rosenbrock is tagged out on the ball in the dirt. 2 down. That's a big strikeout for Aaron Betker. And Trevor Blake, who was hit into a fielder's choice and struck out, will now bat, I should say. And Blake has not seen the ball well against his pitcher.
Now batting number 2, catcher, Trevor.
However, he's a great hitter making adjustments. Wind and pitch. Curveball is upstairs. And he's been very clutch all year with those RBIs. 1 ball, no strikes to Blake. The pitch. Fastball outside corner for a strike. And it's 1-1. Blake this year, to give you an example, hitting .417 with runners in scoring position. Curveball is tapped foul behind the plate. 1-2 to Trevor Blake. Bay Diggers at first and second, nobody out. Now second and third with 2 down. Runners take their leads. Marison Garcia, 1-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. And it is a strikeout for Aaron Betker. And the inning is over. No runs for the Bay Diggers on 1 hit. Check it, no hits, 1 error, and 2 men left. We played 5 innings. Brush 3, Resurrection Christian 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back at Sunset Baseball Field in Brush, where the Bay Diggers lead the Resurrection Christian Cougars 3-2 as we head to the 6th inning. Right-hander Mitch Tormollen beginning his 2nd inning of work. He'll deal with Colin Magnuson, Zach Samples, and Luke Mont, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Magnuson has struck out and grounded out to the second baseman Rosenbrock. He is 0 for 2. Bay Diggers are 6 outs away, but these will be 6 very tough outs against a very talented Cougars team. And nope, it's not going to be Magnuson. Check that. It'll be Jake Lohr hitting instead. Jake Lohr will hit from the right side for Colin Magnuson. So his first at bat.
Correction error. Now batting number 12, Jake Lohr.
So now we'll get the appropriate change and begin this 6th inning with the Bay Diggers in the lead, 3-2. For all of your auto supply needs, stop by Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. And committed to serving those in production ag, Premier Farm Credit is the gold standard in ag lending. Wind and the pitch to Lohr. Swing and foul tipped into Blake's glove. It's 0-1 on that fastball up and in. Lohr hitting from the right side. Tormollen gets the sign and the pitch. Swing and a miss on that knuckler. It's 0-2. That was ugly coming out of Tormollen's hand, but a very pretty result. It's supposed to be ugly. That's what makes it effective. 0-2 pitch. And the ball hit him Oh, that's too bad. Threw a knuckleball and it hit him. And Laura kind of backed into it. But why not? It didn't throw it very hard. Zach Samples will step in. He struck out swinging and singled. So the tying runs at first base with the Cougars trailing the Bee Diggers 3-2 in the bottom. Check at the top of the 6th inning. Bee Diggers have been very good defensively in this game. Stretched by Tormolin. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball up and in. And it's 0-1. That hit batsman was only the 3rd ball in 16 pitches that Tormolin's thrown. Blake lays down the sign. And the 0-1 offering. Swung on, grounded to third. Monday's got it. Throws to second. That is one. And safe. No. Rosenbrock was not on the bag. He was not on the bag. He stepped on it the second time, but that's going to be an E4. That throw was there. But it will be an error. The second error committed by the Bee Diggers in the game on a routine grounder to Monday. And now first and second. And now Mark Muniz does not like that call at all. Does not like it at all, but the truth of the matter is that Rosenbrock went back to step on the bag. And by the very fact that he went to step back on the bag, it indicates to the umpire that he was not on the bag when the ball was thrown originally. So I think that's the right call. So first and second.
Now batting number 5.
And here's Luke Mont. Resurrection Christian might try to play some small ball here. Yeah, Monday made a good throw, but because Rosenbrock was playing towards the first base side of second, it took a while to get over there. And errors have hurt the Bee Diggers at losses this year. One base hit could give Resurrection Christian the lead. Tormolin looks back, looks in. The stretch. And the wheel play is on. Throw to second with Rosenbrock covering, nothing doing. Lohr back in diving. Good idea, but to no avail for the Bee Diggers. Tormolin looks in for the sign. And the pitch, squaring to bunt, lays it out in front of the plate. Tormolin's going to have to field, throw to the second baseman covering, and he got him. Rosenbrock almost didn't have his foot on the bag again, but the sacrifice is successful. 1-4. The runners advance, and there's one down here in the top of the 6th inning. Josh Miller has struck out swinging and singled. He is 1 for 2 in the game. The Bee Diggers will play the infield in, leading by 1, 3-2 in this 6th inning. Tormolin stretches. And the pitch swung on, grounded to third on one hop. Monday looks to third, and then he throws to first, and there's 2 down. That's a big out. Monday did a great job of freezing the runner, and nothing Lohr could do. So now 2 remain in scoring position with 2 down for Kenny Lowry, who's walked twice and grounded out. What a big hitter this is for both teams. The stretch by Tormolin and the offering. Swung on and grounded left side. Mares deep in the hole at short. Has got it. Sets. Throws to first. Inning over. Big play made by Gregory Mares. The Bee Digger defense again. They had a little bit of a stumble in that inning, but they were able to get away with it. No runs. No hits. A Bee Digger error and 2 men left. Bottom of the 6th is coming up after the break. Brush 3, Resurrection Christian 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Bee Diggers lead the Resurrection Christian Cougars 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. I'm John Beltran on a gorgeous Monday afternoon from Sunset Baseball Field in Brush. Game time temperature was around 80 degrees. The wind is very mild. And Ryan Hirschfeld has a 2-run single and an infield single on a 200-foot pop-up that nobody could field. Wind and pitch. Bender's in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Hirschfeld with a sore shoulder is the DH today. Hasn't affected his hitting, that's for sure. And the 1-0. Swung on and driven down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble, and that is a base hit. Hirschfeld around first, but Samples will get the ball back in. It's a leadoff single in the bottom of the 6th inning for Ryan Hirschfeld. And the B-Diggers in the game have picked up only their 5th hit. Here is Jesus Cardenas batting for the first time in the game. Great year at the plate, squaring to bunt. Takes it for a ball, throw back to first. Back in standing is Hirschfeld. Cardenas with 9 RBIs. And Jesus batting .385. Stretch and pitch, squaring to bunt, and that is taken up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. To JC. I wonder if that changes the strategy here. You do have Tyler Monday and Dylan Acosta coming up to try and drive in that insurance run if Cardenas can move Hirschfeld over. 2-0 pitch, and that is upstairs with a curveball. I'm surprised that Betker, who's essentially being given an out, doesn't go with a fastball. 3-0 to Jesus Cardenas. Yeah, at this point, I'm sure you would rather... Oh, 2-1? Well, I had that at 3-0. I don't know where that came from, and that pitch is up and away. Now it's 3-1. I never saw a strike indicated on any one of those pitches. 3 balls and 1 strike to Jesus Cardenas. The stretch and the pitch, and that is a strike on the outside corner at the knees with a fastball. It's 3-2. Jesus will now have to swing away. He loves punching at the right field. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and chopped to the left side, and the third baseman throws to second for 1. Back to first, that's high, and safe is going to be Cardenas as Richardson threw on to Bakerski to get the lead man Hirschfeld. One down for Tyler Monday. Monday has struck out and hit a grounder that went off the pitcher towards the second baseman, and Bakerski made the play officially 1-4-3 for that at bat by Monday.
Now batting third baseman, number 27, Tyler Monday.
2-step lead for Cardenas. The stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball down and away. Monday rarely swings at that bad of a pitch, but he did there. 0-1 to the third baseman, whose defense has been very good in this game. The B-Diggers have needed it. The curveball hit him in the back. He just stood there because he knew that ball was going to hit him, and that's the right play. First and second after Monday was hit, Dylan Acosta has lined out and struck out. 96 pitches thrown by Betker. I'm not sure if he'll throw a 97th. Here's head coach Tad Carles out to the hill, and that will be it. We'll have a new pitcher. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll tell you about the new pitcher after this on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back at Sunset Baseball Field in Brush. B-Diggers lead the Resurrection Christian Cougars 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lance Harper is the new pitcher. He's a left-hander with Jesus Cardenas at second, Tyler Monday at first. And stepping in is Dylan Acosta. Acosta, as we mentioned, at 0-2. Well, the B-Diggers have a huge opportunity to take a 1, perhaps a 2-run lead, or a 2 or 3-run lead. They've got a 1-run advantage right now. Your one-stop center for projects around your home, office, or yard is Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. The left-hander Harper delivers. Swung on and foul down the right side. There could be a play over there into foul territory, and the ball is caught. And Cardenas holds up at second. Colin Magnuson nearly overran the baseball, but he caught it in foul territory, and there's 2 down. And Gregory Maris will now hit. Mares has walked, grounded out, and reached on an error. He is 0 for 2.
Batting number 11, shortstop Gregory Mares.
The stretch. And the offering. Swung on and fouled off the end of the bat on the changeup. It's 0-1. Now you got to wait on this pitcher Harper. He's got a very good changeup just based on that swing alone. No balls and 1 strike with 2 down and 2 on. The Bee Diggers lead the Cougars 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Harper looks back. The pitch in the dirt, blocked by Mont. The count is level at 1-1. And Kenny Lowry's had virtually no action in center. Force him to run a little bit, and maybe the Bee Diggers will score here. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on another changeup. It's 1-2. Maris thought he waited on it, but didn't wait on it enough. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stretch and offering. Swung on and lifted into shallow right field. Second baseman Bakerski is out and makes the catch as he falls to the ground. And the inning is over. The Bee Diggers could not score in the frame. In the bottom of the 6th inning for Brush, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. We go to the 7th inning in Brush. Brush 3, Resurrection Christian 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Eric Garcia will look for his first save of the season, 2-1 record with a 2.8 ERA in 15 innings. As we head to the top of the 7th inning, nice job by Mitch Tormolen, 2 scoreless innings. And the Bee Diggers leading Resurrection Christian 3-2. Garcia's the 3rd pitcher. As Alec Peterson opened up this game, went 4 innings and allowed 2 runs. The Bee Diggers will have to retire the heart of this Cougar lineup in order to win. It'll be Brett Bakerski, Josh Mont, and Brian Wallman. And what else when you have 2 teams this good? Bee Diggers who are looking for their 5th consecutive win, and Resurrection Christian, which is 15-2 going in. This is the way baseball should be played. Bakerski in the game is 1 for 2. A sac bunt, singled and grounded out. And the opening hitter, of course, is huge. The wind by Garcia and the pitch. And the curveball is right there for a strike on the outer half thigh high. And it's 0-1. 3 runs on 5 hits for Brush. They've committed 2 errors. 2 runs, 5 hits for Resurrection Christian. They've committed an error. Fastball in the dirt. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Garcia ready. And the pitch. Curveball is down and in. 2-1 to the Resurrection Christian second baseman. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a bender. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Garcia ready. Gets the sign from Blake. And the pitch. Curveball is high. It'll be a full count to Brett Bakerski. And Garcia delivers. Swung on line for a base hit into center field. And that's the way the 7th inning starts. Resurrection Christian picks up their 6th hit of the game. There's Josh Mont, who has singled and popped up twice. Yeah, you knew this Cougar team would not go away. Here in the 7th inning, down 3-2. The Bee Diggers have led since the first when they scored 3 runs, but Aaron Betker and Lance Harper combined to shut them out after the first inning. The stretch and the pitch, and the curveball is high. 1 ball and no strikes to Josh Mont. Bakerski leads off of first, about a 2.5-step lead. And Garcia delivers. Fastball is low. 2 balls and no strikes. The Bee Diggers at double play depth. They might need one right now. A big pitch for Garcia. Looking to close this game out, but he's still got 3 outs to get. And the Cougars have a man at first. And a 2-0 from Mont. Mont is a strike. Down the middle at the knees. 2-1 as he went with a fastball to get back into the count. We'll have the Rockies and Dodgers at 6:05 with Rockies on deck right after this one. 2-1 pitch. Curveball is fouled back. And the count is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And on deck is Brian Woolman, who had a huge double in his previous at-bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Garcia gets the sign from Blake. Stretch and pitch. Fastball is high. Yeah, unfortunately, a pitch like that doesn't even challenge the hitter. 3-2. Yeah, Garcia's never been in this role. He's really not a closer, but let's see if he can pull it off. Payoff pitch. Swung on, popped up into foul territory. First baseman Tormolen is back, and can he make the catch? He does! As Tormolen was running back in foul territory, but he was able to pull it in. There's one down. And again, there's a slope out there, so it's very hard to keep your balance. Holding up was Bakersky. Here's Brian Woolman, who was walked, hit into a fielder's choice, and doubled. That was a huge 3-2 pitch thrown by Garcia. Garcia with a stretch. And throw back to first. Back in diving is Bakersky. And Woolman, make sure those shoes are tied. Still awaiting the first pitch of this at-bat. Here in the 7th, B-Diggers 3, Resurrection Christian Cougars 2. Big lead at first over there for Bakersky. The pitch. Curveball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. And we'll have timeout called once again. The Cougar coaches will confer. Third base coach along with head coach Tad Carls. And I'm not sure exactly what that's about. Either way, when play resumes, 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, 1 on. The B-Diggers with a run lead. It's 3-2 Brush here in the 7th inning on their home field. And we're going to have a pinch runner. That's what it's all about. So Bakersky is out. And that'll be a courtesy runner, actually. That looks like Aaron Gravett. No, that's not going to be him. Let's see. Number 6, whoever that is, Robbins. We don't have a first name on Robbins, but he will be the courtesy runner over there at first base. So they're looking to pick up some more speed with a 1 ball, no strike count to Brian Woolman. And now Woolman back in the box after that change was made on the base paths. Blake lays down the sign. Very short lead at first, though. Extremely short lead. The pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. Blake dropped the ball but locates it. The count is at 1-1. Yeah, Woolman definitely has power. He displayed that in his previous at-bat. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. The B-Diggers up by a run. Eric Garcia will deliver. Curveball is lifted into deep left center field. Acosta's way back. He's towards the track. He looks up, and it's gone. A home run for Brian Woolman, a 2-run shot. And Resurrection Christian leads 4-3. That was golfed out there. That'll bring up Chance Richardson. That's 380 in dead center, and it was just to the right of the sign from the center fielder's vantage point.
Now batting, number 9, third baseman Chance Richardson.
There's Chance Richardson. So the B-Diggers will have to bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. After that 2-run bomb by Brian Woolman. Oh, and that's baseball in tie games like this. Wind and pitch. Swung on line. Base hit into center field. A fastball elevated by Garcia. Ah, that was a batting practice pitch. He didn't mean to throw it like that, but that's what it resulted in. And all of a sudden, Resurrection Christian has 3 hits in the inning. Jake Lohr was hit by a pitch. Brush wants to stay in this game. They haven't scored since the first inning. Stretch by Garcia. And the pitch runner going is high. Blake's throw to second. It's right there, the tag, and safe. It's a stolen base as Maris applied the tag. Stolen base for Richardson. And another runner in scoring position. Stretch by Garcia. And the offering. Swung on and lifted towards center field. Acosta to his right has got to play it on a hop. He'll get it back in. Going towards the plate. The throw to be made by Tormolen. The slide safe. And then the ball gets by Blake towards the screen. Heading to second is Lohr. That'll be an RBI single and an error on Tormolen on the bad throw. And Resurrection Christian has come through with 3 runs in the inning. They lead 5-3. Here's Zach Samples, who has struck out, singled, and reached on an error. Again, this is a non-league game, but it's going to kill the Bee Diggers in terms of the overall record if they cannot come back and win, which means they lose this game. In my opinion, they would open up in a district semifinal on the road, which means they would not be a top 8 seed. Stretch and pitch. Low. 1 ball, no strikes. Alec Peterson went 4. Mitch Tormolen went 2 innings, and Garcia has thrown 1/3 of an inning and has gotten torched by Resurrection Christian. The pitch. Curveball is upstairs. 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. With 1 out, 1 on, and 3 in. The Cougars stunning the Bee Diggers 5-3 as they look for their 16th win of the year. The pitch. Swung on and fouled back. It is 2-1. Bee Diggers will have the heart of the order coming up in the bottom of the 7th. Stretch by Garcia. And the offering. Low. Blocked by Blake. Heading to third. There's the throw. The tag by Monday. And he is out. Lohr is out on the attempted steal. That'll go 2-5. I think Lohr thought that the ball got away from Blake, but it did not. An easy play. 3 balls and 1 strike to Zach Samples. Line and pitch. Curveball is popped into right field. Daniel Soto's way back, still going back towards the fence. You're kidding me! Gone! Wow, that wind just took it out of here. A home run by Zach Samples over the right field fence. The Cougars have 2 home runs in the inning and 4 runs in the frame. Resurrection Christian 6, Brush 3. That did not look like a home run off the bat, but it just carried out. Luke Mons is grounded out, been hit by a pitch and had a sacrifice bunt. He's 0 for 1. Now the Bee Diggers are going to have to put together a big rally in the bottom of the 7th. Fastball, a strike at the knees. Eric Garcia was pitching very well coming into this inning for the entire year, but he's been torched. The pitch swung on and grounded left side. Maris, the shortstop, to his right, and it's into left field. We'll call it a base hit because he was deep in the hole. Not sure he would have had a play anyway. Would have been a very tough throw there for Gregory Maris. That'll bring up Josh Miller. And now we'll have a visit to the hill. Let's see if Garcia stays in the game. It's been a disaster for Brush in the inning. This will be the 8th hitter for Resurrection Christian. 2 home runs and have 5 base hits in the inning. And they just want to get out of the inning to send up their big guns. Unfortunately, the Bee Diggers could not build on a 3-1 lead in the first inning. And they kept hanging on to the lead after 2, after 3, all the way through 6. But here in the 7th, the Cougars have overtaken the Bee Diggers. But no shame in that. This is a very good baseball team for Resurrection Christian. So Miller bats. The stretch. And the offering. Swing and a miss on a fastball at the letters. It's 0-1. And And should the Bee Diggers win tomorrow against Weld Central and Thursday against Berthoud, then what that means is that they would finish in second place in Patriot League play. Well, now Coach Muniz is over with a scorekeeper. I don't see any discrepancy in the book. That is Josh Miller hitting, and that's who I have hitting. So that should be okay. I don't think Resurrection Christian is batting out of order or anything like that. Not that I have any discrepancy in the book, so I think they're actually correct. So I don't know what is being disputed between the book and Resurrection Christian's set lineup. The inning began with a base hit, and it's carried over from there. The two-run homer by Brian Wallman with one out gave the Cougars a 4-3 lead. They tallied another, and then Zach Samples with a solo shot moments ago, and they got another base hit. So still discussing what's happening over there with the book and maybe a discrepancy between the Resurrection Christian lineup and what the Bee Diggers have, but I can tell you that there is no issue right now. Not from my standpoint. Resurrection Christian is batting in the proper order. If that's what they're looking for, the Bee Diggers are not going to win that argument. But they're still discussing that along the third baseline. With Brush trailing 6-3. Let's do this. Let's take a break. Resurrection Christian 6, Brush 3 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back at Sunset Baseball Field and Brush, still discussing maybe the possibility of Resurrection Christian batting out of order, but I can tell you they are not out of order. The lineup is intact, so that must have been an error on the Brush side, keeping the score, because they're the ones protesting it. So no balls and one strike with 2 down, 4 in. And the Cougars leading the Bee Diggers by a score of 6-3, and Josh Miller is the hitter. And that's who we've got here against the right-hander Eric Garcia, who is now the pitcher of record, and unfortunately for him, maybe the worst inning of his career. Blake lays down the sign. And the pitch. Changeup is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Cougars are showing in the 7th inning why they have 15 wins on the year. And the pitch swung on and lifted towards the shortstop. Mares on the flare. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. However, Resurrection Christian does major damage as they score 4 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and a man left. Let's head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Resurrection Christian 6, Brush 3 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back at Sunset Baseball Field in Brush. The Bee Diggers had a 3-2 lead going into the top of the 7th. But the Cougars got a 2-run homer from Brian Wallman. Later on, a solo shot by Zach Samples. They lead 6-3. Rockies on deck coming up in about 11 to 12 minutes. As soon as this game is over, hopefully we'll get you there. Maybe a little bit late if the Bee Diggers can rally and score 4 runs in this frame. Eric Garcia's doubled, popped out, and been hit by a pitch. 1 for 2 in the game. As he stands in against the left-hander Lance Harper, who is now the pitcher of record.
Pitcher number 7, Eric Garcia.
Here's the wind and pitch, and the changeup is there for a strike on the outside corner. It is 0-1. Got to wait on this guy. And the lefty delivers. Swung on and chopped over the mound towards the second baseman Bakerski to his right. Throws low, and it gets by the first baseman Wallman and backed up beautifully by Josh Mott. That'll be a base hit, an infield single. I could barely spill that out by Eric Garcia's second hit of the game. And that'll send up Mitch Tormolen, who was walked, struck out, and popped to the shortstop Miller. So he is 0 for 2. So Brush picks up their 6th hit of the game. Resurrection Christian with 11 after generating 5 in the top of the 7th. Tormolin officially at 0 for 2. The left-hander. Harper looks at first the pitch. That's a strike with a changeup at the knees. It's 0-1. He's all over the strike zone. 7 strikes and only 1 ball so far in limited work. Bee Diggers need another base runner to send the tying run to the plate. The pitch. Swung on and driven deep to left field, way back towards the track, and that ball's off the bottom of the fence. Garcia's around second. He's headed for third. Tormolin into second with a double. And the tying run is at the plate as Tormolin sent Samples all the way to the fence. And just like that, the Bee Diggers are right back in this. Kyle Rosenbrock has singled, popped out, and struck out swinging. He is 1 for 3.
Now batting left fielder number 5.
I don't know why the Cougar infield was playing in the middle. Now they're back. They need outs. They don't have to cut off a run at the plate. The pitch swung on. That is popped up on the right side. The second baseman over Bakerski in the outfield cannot catch the ball. He dropped the ball. Nobody advances. Rosenbrock is at first. E4. Holy mahungus. The wind might have taken the ball a little bit, but not that much. And the bases are loaded. And here is Trevor Blake, who's had a very rough game, but that was against his starting pitcher, Aaron Betker. A 5-2 fielder's choice and 2 strikeouts. The Bee Diggers have the winning run at the plate with nobody out of the 7th after that routine pop-up was dropped by Brett Bakerski. So a single, a double, and an error have loaded the bases. Wind and pitch. Swung on and driven foul. Home run distance, but way foul. Nice job of Blake waiting on that pitch. Unfortunately, couldn't straighten it out. 0-1. Hirschfeld has 2 home runs in the year and has had a big game, and he's on deck. No balls and 1 strike. Wind and the pitch to Blake. Low with a changeup, in fact, in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Bee Diggers led 3-2 going into the top of the 7th. They allowed 4 runs. And he won 1. And that is a fastball for a strike at the knees. Who barely caught the knees. It's 1-2. 1-2. Pitch to Blake. In the dirt. Skips away, but not far enough from Mont. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We mentioned Blake has had a big year with the RBIs. He is driven in 15. And the 2-2 pitch swung on, chopped foul up the third base side. Might have swung at ball 3, but that was too close to take. It'll stay at 2-2 to the Bee Digger catcher. Resurrection Christian going for their 16th win. The Bee Diggers vying for their 11th. Bases loaded in the 7th. Cougars lead 6-3. The pitch swung on and fouled back on that changeup. Nice job of Blake staying alive. It remains at 2-2 to Trevor Blake. He could take that 0 for 3, make it into a 1 for 4, and forget about the first 3 at-bats. 2-2 pitch. Outside with a fastball. 3-2. The catcher, Mott, was looking for a call from home plate umpire Cody Roth, but it was off the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wind and pitch. Swung on and lifted towards right field. Coming in is Magnuson. He dives, and he can't make the catch. The ball gets away from him, and 2 runs might score. No, just 1, as Garcia will step on home plate. Tormolin had to hold up in case the ball was caught. We'll call that a single for Blake on the diving attempt by Magnuson, and it's now a 6-4 game. The Bee Diggers have come back impressively in this 7th inning. Still nobody out for Ryan Hirschfeld, who is 3 for 3, including a 2-run single. Hirschfeld has 3 of the 8 hits. The pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Hirschfeld can end it with a bomb or a double in the gap, scoring all 3. And the 1-0. Upstairs. Might have been a changeup. 2 balls and no strikes. Oh, this game is here for the taking for Ryan Hirschfeld if he finds a pitch he likes. 2-0 pitch. Low with a changeup. 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes. The left-hander Lance Harper was throwing nothing but strikes early on. Now trying to find the zone. 3-0 pitch. Changeup, a strike. It's 3-1. Lots of action in the first inning and in the 7th inning. Innings in between, 1 run combined. 3-1 pitch. Upstairs with a changeup, and Hirschfeld walks. Scoring is Tormolin. Rosenbrock to third. Blake to second. Still nobody out. Brush now trails 6-5. And here comes head coach Tad Carls as Jesus Cardenas is about to step to the plate. What a game we got going here. Looks like we might pick up the Rockies in progress here with Rockies on deck in just a few minutes, but we got to get through this game first. The Beat Diggers look like they were doomed after Resurrection Christian scored 4 runs in the top of the 7th inning, but a single by Garcia, a double by Tormolin. Rosenbrock reached on an error by the second baseman Bakerski. Then a single to right by Blake, a walk to Hirschfeld. That's plated 2 runs. And Jesus Cardenas will step in. Cardenas, who came into the game at first, then went to second. Jesus is 0 for 1, hit into a fielder's choice. You've got to stay out of a double play that starts at home. And Mark Muniz in a discussion with home plate umpire Cody Roth, now conferring with field umpire Joe Baker. Quite a game here in Brush. The Beat Diggers down by a run in the bottom of the 7th inning. It was 3-1 after 1, and then the pitchers really settled in.
Now batting, second baseman, number 6.
And Resurrection Christian will now play in. The infielders are all beyond the edge of the grass. A base hit into the outfield would win the game for the Beat Diggers. The stretch. Lance Harper, the lefty, delivers. Changeup is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. He's looking to make the perfect pitch at this point. A flare into right center. It's over because the second baseman Bakerski is way in. 1-0. Swung on. That ball's grounded to second. Bakerski dives. He plays it off his chest, and the first baseman Woolman grabs it, and it's a base hit. Rosenbrock scores. The other runners advance. Bakerski had to dive to his left. It's an RBI single for Cardenas, and Brush has tied the game at 6 on a hard-hit ground ball. This is amazing. The Cougars thought they had this game. Do we have a courtesy runner at second? We do for the Beat Diggers. And Damon Miller. Oh, if I got that right, I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure who that courtesy runner is out there.
Pinch running, number 16, Mike Gutierrez.
Check that, Mike Gutierrez. I knew I had the wrong name there.
Third baseman, number 27, Tyler Monday.
So Mike Gutierrez will be the pinch runner at second base. And Tyler Monday, who has struck out, grounded out, and been hit by a pitch, will step in. A deep fly ball will get the job done. Trevor Blake, with above-average speed, is at third base. The stretch. Nobody out here in the 7th. The pitch. Swung on and lifted very high into shallow left center field. Kenny Lowry is going to back up. He'll make the catch. Blake will tag. The throw towards the plate. And Blake is going to beat it on the sac fly by Tyler Monday. And the Brush Beat Diggers score 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning and win the game over the Resurrection Christian Cougars by a score of 7-6. And the Beat Diggers win their 5th in a row. Let's welcome you to the Beat Digger post-game show, brought to you by Buildings by Design. The most important thing to buying a new building or starting a new design build project is picking the right company to build it. For a free bid, call Pat Walter or Travis Lefevre, 970-842-5837. Buildingsbydesign.com. What a game. 7 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for Brush. They left 9 on base, 6 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, 9 left on base for Resurrection Christian. The winner was Eric Garcia, even though he did not pitch well at all, after the Beet Diggers grabbed a 3-1 lead in the first inning on Ryan Hirschfeld's 2-run single. Alec Peterson was holding his team and giving his team the lead by pitching well enough. It was 3-2 after 4 innings. And then Mitch Tormolin came in the 5th and 6th innings and was able to hold Resurrection Christian to nothing. In the top of the 7th inning, Eric Garcia, Brush's third pitcher, allowed 4 runs. Brian Wallman gave the Cougars a 2-run lead, or a 1-run lead with a 2-run homer after another run scored. Then a solo home run by Zach Samples as part of a 4-run 7th. It gave the Cougars a 6-3 lead as they had 6 hits in the inning. But back came the Beet Diggers, a single by Garcia, and then they had a double from Mitch Tormolin, and then an error on a ball hit by Kyle Rosenbrock loaded the bases. So the Beet Diggers were in business at that point, as it was still a 6-3 game with the bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Trevor Blake would then single, driving in a run, making it 6-4. A walk to Hirschfeld made it 6-5. Jesus Cardenas hit a hard ground ball on the right side off of Bakerski. That scored a run. It was tied at 6. Then the sac fly by Monday as the Beet Diggers had 4 runs on 4 hits in that inning. And the Beet Diggers win the game as Blake scored the winning run, 7-6. Beet Diggers win their 5th in a row. They're 11-6 overall. Resurrection Christian falls to 15-3. Back in action are the Beet Diggers tomorrow at 4 o'clock right here on 1010, as well as KSIR.com in Keensburg against the Weld Central Rebels. Quite a game. All right, the Rockies and Dodgers are next with Rockies on deck from Coors Field in just about a minute here. Sound engineer and producer for Brush Beet Digger Baseball. She'll be back with me tomorrow is Rose Condas. I'm John Beltran. The final score from Sunset Baseball Field and Brush in a game that lasted exactly 2 hours. The Beet Diggers 7, the Resurrection Christian Cougars 6, right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.